Vikings re-sign Alexander Mattison. What could this mean? Back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus. Here is Onebar, who's apparently chewing on something. Maybe he's chewing on the news that just broke. That's Alexander Mattison. And we'll be back with the Vikings on a 2-year deal, I believe.
Yes. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 10,000 subs, baby. I can't wait to see that 10K.
We just hit 9K during our live, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, hit that sub button. So Alexander Mattison, 2-year contract. Deal's worth $7 million, can get up to $8 million and 6.35 in guarantees, which is a big, big part of this because we still have Dalvin Cook. What are we doing?
Yeah, so it makes you wonder. It seemed like all the news, what we're hearing the last couple of days, Vikings are going to keep Dalvin Cook. It seemed to be a fairly interested, trade market there for him. Vikings seem to hold on, and then you didn't really feel like they're going to sign Alexander Mattison, and now they bring Mattison back, and they still have Cook. You said it. What does this mean? Does this mean Cook will be dealt?
So this is very tough to look at this with Dalvin Cook still, and we don't know what's happening because Dalvin Cook is a $14.4 million cap hit this year. So it doesn't make sense to me at all why you would make this move unless you're moving on from Dalvin Cook. Because when we had Cook and Mattison never got the damn ball anyways. So you could have Lupagus back there as your number 2 and
solid
be just
fullback.
fine. You would be just fine. So in my fantasy world, I would assume that Dalvin Cook is not going to be a Minnesota Viking, but we've seen crazier things.
Yeah, and here's the other part of it too. I think if this was a team that was a run-heavy team, then keeping them both makes a little more sense. But we're not. We are not a run-heavy team. Kevin O'Connell made that clear his first year as head coach. He will throw that ball. I think they ran the ball 20 times or more, like twice last year. It was some ridiculously low number. Even when they had leads late in games, they were still throwing the football. They do not pound the football. It's not what we do. And that's fine. That's who we are. It's our identity. I get it. But then why invest so much money in not 1 but 2 running backs?
Well, so I think we both agree that if Dalvin's coming back and we're investing this much in a running back position where we don't use them, we hate it. We hate everything about this. So let's go to fantasy world where Dalvin Cook is gonzo and Alexander Mattison is our number 1. How do you like this deal?
It's fine. It's fine for me because I don't think he's a true number 1. I think it will be. I think Ty Chandler is going to get a lot of carries. I would give some carries to Kenny Nwangu. I think you mix it up and you maybe Madison's, he gets the majority of the load, but I still think it's going to be split. And I'm fine with that. But Mattison can do it. He can do football. He can run out the middle. You can question his vision because he's had some issues apparently where he doesn't see the holes or doesn't break out where he maybe should. But overall, very solid back and a guy who can be a number 1 back.
You just wavered like 9 times. He's not a number 1 or is a number 1. You want him a number 1?
He can be. I don't think he can be like an elite number 1. I think you can give him the ball 18 times a game and he can go for over 100, but he's going to miss some opportunities, I think.
I don't think he's a sexy number 1. I think he's a number 1 who can get the tough yards. And when he's filled in for Cook, he gets those 100 yards. He's not going to be a guy that's also going to bust off an 80-yard run or defenses are going to be absolutely terrified about. Mm-hmm. He just does the dirty work and he gets it done. So his upside is he's reached it. There's no upside with Alexander Mattison. You know what you're getting, and you're getting a workhorse. You're getting a pretty damn good running back. So I'm fine with that. For that price, hell yes. Hell yes. I'm all for it. I love not putting a ton of money at the running back position. So if Dalvin Cook is gone and Mattison is our guy, I give this a B+, 100%, 10 out of 10. But if I just keep coming back, if Dalvin Cook's here, I hate this more than anything.
Well, it's not just that you have Cook, Mattison, Nwangu, and Chandler, but CJ Ham's still on the team. So that's really, it's 5 running backs on this team right now.
Yeah, no shit. Put CJ Ham's $3-4 million into this mix, and I'm going to start to get nauseous. So,
for a team that's not a run-heavy team.
Well, and it's still pretty early in the free agency. I mean, I know it's Wednesday. I know the big signings are gone, but the fact that Mattison came back here.
They did want to.
Well, you'd think you'd just be like, look, am I going to be the number 1 back? Sweet. All right, I'll come back. But why would he come back if he's not going to be the number one back for I mean, you would think you'd get equal value from another team.
And even last year, like when Cook was here, he should have got more carries. There's no reason Mattison shouldn't have got at least 6 carries a game. I mean, that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think this one still has to play out, whether it's a trade, whether they just flat out release Dalvin Cook. Who knows what's going to happen, but we're not going to really be able to really dive into this until we know what happens, because that's the old elephant in the room.
But if you're doing like a meter, like Cook, Stain, or trade, where would you put that? Trades over here, Stain's over there.
Well, Kwesi is much, much smarter than I am, and has also proven to not really care what people want him to do. He's just going to do whatever. So this is a tough one, but I can't see. So Dalvin Cook 14.5, CJ Ham 3 and some change, and now this. It's like, you're really going to have $20 million locked up in your running back? Mm-hmm. Dalvin's got to be gone. He's got to be gone.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's definitely pointing toward Dalvin Cook getting dealt.
And if that's the case, I love this. I love this because I still don't think it really, I mean, if a running back is there in the mid rounds that you just love, I still don't think that deters them from taking him. And we know what we have in Mattison, and we're not going to run the ball anyways. So who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit who's back to run the ball?
It's a good price. It's a good price for a very good running back.
Yep, absolutely. So, all right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Alexander Mattison, happy with this? Do you think Dalvin is gone? Definitely curious what you guys think on this one, because this one is definitely a conundrum, maybe even a bit of a mystery.
Mystery, hit that sub button. Let's get 10K, baby. 10K.
Let's do it. Remember, hey, Onebar, how's your sense of smell?
It's not bad, not great, not horrible.
Well, then you're not a psychopath, because psychopaths often have a poor sense of smell.
Oh,